Hello again, this is Ben Hiscott Cross talking to you. So one thing I learned this week was that the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction has three line attorneys and one chief legal, I don't know if it's officer or what, but one head attorney and for the entire Department of Public Instruction. And that's kind of shocking to me. I mean, it's that is like not even the summer interns at a small law firm. I mean, that's like not even the people who are looking at just document retention and talking about attorneys on any kind of corporate. I mean, that's such a minuscule amount of labor available to do legal work and really some of the most complex legal questions I think that are facing the state of Wisconsin right now. Do we have local control? Do we not? What's going on? Who really is running the show? Parents? Is it districts? Is it the state of Wisconsin? Who's teaching our children? That's it's become a battleground issue, so that's part of it, but also because it's one of the most important things that the state does, and that's why it rightly is so important. So, but again, I'm just shocked to understand that they've got three attorneys, and mostly what they have a investigator slash paralegal, and most of that person's job is to investigate teacher license complaints by school districts. And then that person has LTE help, non full-time assistants. And then those three attorneys with and Ben, the chief attorney there is also, of course, calling people and talking to them and sort of heading things off at the pass, I guess is a good way to put it. And then you've got these three attorneys who, again, are the only ones who are dealing in so many of these things. There almost is no answer to because there's been no case. No court has decided what to do. Well, I can't really assume just on the statistical probability that three plus, a half, I guess, attorneys have the ability to really comprehend the totality of the legal issues that are inside just the curriculum and non-discrimination and basically the educational laws in the state of Wisconsin. That seems pretty boggling to me that anybody of them could be, actual experts, let alone, and that's not a dig against them. It's just against the paucity of the positions there that I just don't see how you could have, with the amount of work that they must have to do, and having no, again, basis to, know what to do it, because apparently they don't know what the rules are any more than anybody else. There's just these laws that are sitting there. They're in charge of administering them, and then, but they don't really know because they're just guessing themselves. And that's all fine, if they were the ones who were ultimately making the decision. But of course, that's not what happened because there's several then layers of political control that then go into any kind of decision that's being made there by those lawyers. So that to me is just a recipe for absolute disaster. Certainly that the state of Wisconsin sort of educational policy can't really go forward because I can't imagine that just, again, with that amount of lawyers there, and believe me, lawyers aren't the greatest thing in the whole world, but the Department of Public Instruction has some significant issues. And again, when you compare that with the number of lawyers that the Department of Justice has, the Department of Corrections has, or just the lawyers for the lawyers that the Department of Workforce Development has, or, so on and so on and so on. That's, just we're talking about the state level, not to mention every county, and it's pretty shocking. So again, not a knock on them, not to say they're not professional or anything else. I don't have any evidence to suggest that, but I do have I assume that they're being intentionally starved by people who aren't interested in having those policies forwarded or dealt with. But I think anytime there's a gray area and the law is really unknown and it's sort of left up to bureaucratic decision, well, I think statistically there's going to be a problem. When decisions are made in the dark by human beings, I think we've well past settled that there's going to be statistically, in any given situation, you have 100 decisions, some of them are going to be bad. And that's one of the reasons why we have open public decisions and records of how decisions are being made. And that's something that's entirely lacking, I think, in administrative law. And that's something that I think I learned this week. Thank you very much. Stick with us. We will keep you informed.